Good afternoon to everyone. Good night. I'm in Mexico City, as you can see, with the daylight. And I'm very thankful to all of you to be joining the WBC and myself in this Zoom call.
On a brighter note, Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk go at it again next month, December 21st. We're all looking forward to that. Are you guys thinking about crowning a new mandatory challenger for the winner of that fight? And you talked earlier about Hamza Shiraz and the issues with naming a mandatory challenger, ordering a fight, and another organization doing the same. The Usyk-Fury winner will obviously be a unified champion, 3 belts. Do you speak to the other organizations to make sure maybe you have the same challenger or you don't cross over in some way?
I went to the WBO convention in Puerto Rico. We had a meeting. We have met the 4 presidents several times throughout the years. And it has been the intention to have agreements, to put on the table specific topics that have to do when there's a unified or undisputed champion. Basically, the mandatories, the order for the mandatories, the ring officials, the rules. But at the end, every organization is independent. Every organization has its own rules. I can say we all have the intentions to work together. We all have the will to make boxing better and greater, and we're not there yet.
So do you at the WBC have a plan to create a mandatory challenger for the winner of that fight?
Specifically in the heavyweight division, we have been constant and clear in the past, with the pandemic and off and on, but we were always trying to make Wilder against Joshua for the undisputed at one time. Then Fury against Joshua. Then Fury against Usyk. And it took a long time. We have Dillian White was the last mandatory. After that came very big fights, which the WBC decided that there is no greater challenger than the ones that are taking place. There is no need to name a mandatory, and especially when there have been great activity in the top ranked fighters. Let's say October of last year, 1 year ago, 8 of the top 10 fighters fought in the Riyadh season in October and then in December. So all the heavyweights have been fighting each other, and it's been a great experiment. And so we had Tyson Fury against Usyk. It was postponed, so it took a little bit longer. And now we have a rematch, Tyson Fury against Usyk. That's December 21st. We're going to see at the WBC convention what is the status, but we will see. We don't want to interfere with the undisputed champion or the unified champion that comes out on December 21st and just pick a mandatory just like that. WBC is set to try to make the best fights possible. And now that it's happening through the support of Riyadh season, Queensberry, Matchroom, everybody working together for the great fights, we're not going to go and step in and disrupt the greatness of the division.
So sometimes the best thing you can do as a sanctioning body is to get out of the way, so to speak.
Get out of the way orderly. Respect the sport, respect the champion. The reason for the organization to exist is to give boxing the best fights possible. The reason for the mandatory contender rule, which the WBC instituted, was to give the best challenger the opportunity to fight the champion. and not allow a champion to talk him. That is why mandatory means. But it is not just to have a mandatory just for the sake of it. At this moment, there is no greater fight than Usyk, the champion, against Fury, the former champion. Simple as that.
Maurizio, thank you, and thank you for your time.
Yeah, sorry, Geraldine. Sorry, it's Tom Gray again from the Sporting News.
We can't
Maurizio,
shut you up, Tom.
Maurizio, I've got one for you. I was speaking to Tyson Fury recently, and he was livid that he'd been removed from or he didn't have a ranking with the IBF, especially since he'd paid sanctioning fees into hundreds of thousands or even maybe millions of dollars before his fight or after his fight with Oleksandr Usyk the first time. I'm looking at the WBC's heavyweight top 15, and Tyson Fury is rated #1, which I think makes sense given the performance level against Usyk. But I noticed that Daniel Dubois does not have a top 15 position at heavyweight, and Hergovich, who he stopped, is #11, and Anthony Joshua, who he also stopped recently, is #6. Is there any reason why Dubois wouldn't have a top 15 rating, and do you think he should be outside the top 15?
It is the way it is presented in the rankings. Daniel Dubois is ranked, but as a WBA champion. So I don't know where you see your rankings. Maybe it's a page that has the rankings. If you go to the WBC website, which is the official one, you will have the champion, and then it says WBO, IBF, WBA champion, and then from 1 to 40. The champions of the other organizations are ranked as champions of their organization. They are not ranked.
I've got you. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I've got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you for clearing that up. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Tom.
Just a quick one from me, Maurizio, if I may. We talked about the future for the winner of Usyk and Fury, and Tom's just asked about Daniel Dubois there, so it seems a good moment to ask. Are you guys going to reach out to the other bodies and try and make undisputed once again? We got it so briefly in the heavyweight division. Daniel Dubois to challenge the winner of that fight, perhaps?
Well, we are not promoters, so we cannot promote fights. We have been, as WBC, extremely supportive of unification fights and undisputed champions. I would love to see Dubois fight the winner. And without a doubt, that fight, it's sensational. We all should fight to try to make that happen.
Thank you.